The movie revolves around a woman named Alicia who has been in a vegetative state in a hospital for 4 years, only to be suddenly found as pregnant. This shocking news casts suspicion on her male caregiver, Benino, who has dedicated himself to her care without any complaints during that time. Despite his seemingly devoted nature and the fact that he is openly gay, something Alicia's father was aware of, and accepted hospital staff find it hard to believe he could be involved in such a scandal. An investigation reveals that Alicia hadn't had her period for 3 months, and instead of reporting this concerning information, Benino chose to conceal it. As evidence mounts against him, Benino surprisingly accepts the accusations without defending himself, leaving everyone puzzled by his reaction. Further digging uncovers that Alicia had enrolled in a dance class 4 years ago, which was conveniently located just across the street from Benigno's home. This proximity allowed him to watch her rehearse through his window every day and raising questions about what truly happened during her time in the hospital. One day, while Alicia is on her way home, she accidentally drops her wallet. Benino seizes this opportunity, rushes downstairs to retrieve it, and strikes up a conversation with her. Alicia perceives him as simply a kind stranger, unaware of the extent of his feelings. During their brief exchange, Benino learns that Alicia enjoys watching movies and traveling. He pays close attention to her interests. After their chat, he doesn't leave right away. Instead, he follows her home and memorizes her address. He discovers that Alicia's father is a psychiatrist, which adds to his fascination. One day, when Benino notices that Alicia has missed her dance rehearsal, he becomes anxious and fears something might be wrong. In an attempt to check on her, he disguises himself as a psychiatric patient and visits her home. He fabricates a story about needing counseling from her father, claiming to be gay to alleviate any concerns Alicia's father might have about him being alone with Alicia. Once inside, when the room is empty, he sneaks into Alicia's bedroom and takes one of her hairpins. This startles Alicia, who has just come out of the shower. Benino quickly apologizes, claiming he was only there to see her father. Though surprised, Alicia does not press the issue. Not long after this encounter, Alicia is involved in a car accident that leaves her in a vegetative state. In his desperation to be close to her, Benino has lied about his sexuality to gain her father's trust. Initially, Alicia's family is wary of him and frequently checks on her at the hospital to ensure her well-being. As Benino devotedly cared for Alicia, her father began to trust him more, noticing how attentive he was. To Benino, this was his chance to be close to the woman he had longed for, even if she was in a vegetative state. He talked to her daily, sharing details about plays and movies he knew she would enjoy. Although Alicia couldn't hear or respond, Benino remained undeterred, his love growing stronger with each passing day. He took meticulous care of her, washing her hair, applying makeup, and even tending to her hygiene during her menstrual cycle. To everyone else, Benino appeared to be just a dedicated caregiver, but deep down, he saw himself as caring for the love of his life. The true nature of his feelings was a secret he kept to himself. Then Marco entered the picture. Marco's girlfriend, Lydia, had been a bullfighter until she was injured in an accident, leaving her in a permanent state of unconsciousness. Marco's life was turned upside down. He couldn't bear to face Lydia or even approach her, feeling that there was no point in speaking to someone who couldn't respond. In a conversation with Marco, Benino expressed his belief that no one truly knows if someone in a coma can hear them. He preferred to have faith in the possibility of miracles rather than resigning to the limitations of science. Marco was moved by Benigno's deep feelings for Alicia and started to emulate his dedication. The two men began taking their comatose girlfriends out to sunbathe and talking to them daily, growing closer through their shared experiences. They exchanged tips on caring for their loved ones, forming a strong friendship. However, their bond was observed by hospital colleagues, confirming that Benino was indeed gay. Then, a shocking revelation came to light. Alicia, who had been in a vegetative state for 4 years, was found to be pregnant. This made Benino, her daily caregiver, the prime suspect. He confided in Marco about his desire to marry Alicia, which left Marco bewildered. He thought Benigno's feelings were misguided, noting that Alicia, unable to communicate, couldn't express any feelings toward him. Marco believed that Benino was forcing a relationship that could never truly exist. Despite this, Benino remained resolute in his love and commitment to Alicia. Soon after Marco left, the hospital uncovered that Benino had falsified medical records and hidden critical information. When questioned, he refused to explain his actions. As a result, the hospital issued a statement regarding the incident, and Benino was arrested. 8 months later, Marco read about the death of his girlfriend Lydia in the newspaper. Concerned, he contacted the hospital and was shocked to learn that Benino was in jail. He rushed to visit him, But Benigno offered little explanation for his actions regarding Alicia, showing no remorse for what he had done. Marco was eager to find out about Alicia's health, but no one at the prison would give him any information. He then asked Benigno to let him know how she was doing. Marco stayed at Benigno's house, where he found walls covered with photos of Alicia, showing just how deeply Benigno loved her. While there, he discovered the dance studio where Benigno and Alicia first connected. To Marco's shock, he spotted Alicia sitting quietly in the studio. He couldn't believe his eyes and carefully compared her to the photos on the wall, confirming it was truly Alicia. Alicia had given birth to a stillborn baby after 10 months of pregnancy and miraculously awakened on the day of the delivery. Excited, Marco wanted to share the news with Benigno, but tragically, he discovered that Benigno had already taken poison to end his life. Overwhelmed by the thought of spending the rest of his life in prison and missing Alicia, Benigno couldn't bear the pain. Marco arrived at the prison only to find it was too late.